The hero does not become great during periods of comfort. This is the opening line of Robin Sharma's poem, The Hero, in his book, The 5am Club. But what does it mean? Well, arguably many different things to different people. However, for the purpose of this session, I want to focus on our comfort zones and why we should challenge them. First off, for those that aren't familiar with the term comfort zone, a comfort zone by definition is a situation where one feels safe or at ease, or a settled method of working that requires little effort and yields only barely acceptable results. But why is this important? Well, it says it in the definition. If you stay within your comfort zone, you will never improve. So with that said, picture this. How would you expect a seed to grow into a flower if it avoided the wind, avoided the rain, avoided the sun, and instead just stayed in its comfort zone deep underground? It wouldn't. So how are you as a person any different? Don't expect to grow if you aren't willing to work. Admittedly, the work looks different to each of us, depending on what we aspire to achieve. However, fundamentally, it's challenging our current way of thinking. That holds us back, especially in moments of opportunity. The moments where life is encouraging us and challenging us and willing us to grow, but yet all we can think about is retreat. I want you to think back to your first day of school. Chances are you were dropped off at the gates and all of a sudden you hated it. You felt vulnerable, alone, you were without friends, family, and you wanted to retreat. You wanted to go home. You wanted to go back to your comfort zone. But you didn't. You weren't allowed. And what happened consequently? You grew. In that moment, you grew. Fast forward only a few years, only to realise that you're now the head of the school. And you're ready to leave, you're ready to go to your new school, college, place of work, whatever it may be, and those feelings come rushing back. But where have they been? Yes, that's right, you got comfy. You created a new comfort zone. That in which you feared on day one became your new comfort zone. This is because your comfort zone is indeed malleable. It expands and contracts, a bit like a rubber band, only guess what? You're in control. And the resistance is an opportunity. Look, I'm not saying if you don't like being the centre of attention that you should book yourself into a speaking gig or, for example, a TED Talk with thousands of people. If you're an agoraphobic, to book yourself into, I don't know, a sold out show or arena. But instead, think about it like this. Small steps can lead to big results. For example, a nervous speaker might choose to engage a little bit more in public settings or even initiate conversation. The agoraphobic might choose to go to the end of the garden one day, maybe to the end of the street the next, and around the block the day after that. We can apply this small steps approach to challenging ourselves and slowly getting out of and expanding our comfort zones. Ultimately, becoming comfortable being uncomfortable. On that, I'd love to know some of the things that have been holding you back or some of the things that you're looking to bring into your comfort zone. Equally, your favourite quotes so that we can look into them in a future Soul Food session. And with that said, next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel the need to retreat, remember this. The hero does not become great during periods of comfort, and it is our reluctance to yield to the temptation of the comfort zone and our ability to challenge it that will ultimately liberate and empower us. Keep living your truth, guys, and I'm going to see you real soon.